You don't need more motivation. You need a wake-up. Because if you're being honest with yourself right now, your problem is not that you don't know what to do. It's that you keep choosing not to do it. And that hurts to admit. But that truth is where everything changes. Because until you face that truth, you will keep restarting your life every Monday, every new month, every new year. And nothing will ever change. Let that sink in. You are not stuck because life is unfair. You are stuck because your habits are untrained. Your mind wakes up and goes wherever it wants. Your phone decides your attention. Your emotions decide your actions. And that is why your life feels out of control. But here is the part most people never understand. You don't fix your life by thinking harder. You fix your life by becoming disciplined enough to follow a system. And that is exactly what this is. A system. A structure. A blueprint. Because without structure, you will always return to chaos. Now listen carefully. The first thing you need to understand is this. You are not tired because life is hard. You are tired because your attention is fragmented. Every notification, every scroll, every random urge you obey, is stealing a piece of your focus. And focus is your real currency. Not money. Not time. Focus. Because what you focus on becomes your life. Now ask yourself honestly, where has your focus been going? Because if your focus has been going to distractions, then your future is already being built in the wrong direction. That is not punishment. That is cause and effect. And the longer you ignore it, the more expensive it becomes to fix later. Now here is where transformation begins. Not inspiration. Awareness. Because once you see the truth clearly, you can't unsee it. And the truth is this. Nobody is coming to save you. Not your friends. Not your family. Not your potential. Not your talent. You are the only person who can rebuild your life. But here is the good news. That also means you are not powerless. You are just undisciplined. And discipline is not something you are born with. It is something you build. One decision at a time. One uncomfortable action at a time. Now imagine something for a moment. Imagine waking up tomorrow and doing the opposite of what you normally do. No phone for the first hour. No scrolling. No instant dopamine. Instead, you sit in silence. You breathe. You think clearly. And you decide what kind of person you are going to be today. Not based on mood. Based on direction. That one change alone would start to rewire your identity. Because discipline is not about doing hard things. It is about removing weakness from your daily patterns. And right now, your patterns are the problem. Not your dreams. Not your goals. Your patterns. Now listen closely. Most people think they fail because they lack opportunities. But the real reason is simpler. They cannot control themselves when it matters. They break promises to themselves. They say, I'll start tomorrow. They say, just one more time. They say, I don't feel like it. And every time they do that, they slowly destroy self-trust. And once you lose trust in yourself, no amount of motivation can save you. Because confidence is not built from winning. Confidence is built from keeping promises. Even the small ones. Now here is where your life starts to shift. You are going to start thinking differently from today. Not emotionally. Structurally. You are going to stop asking, how do I feel? And start asking, what does my future self require from me right now? Because your future self is not built in imagination. It is built in repetition. Every small action either strengthens your future, or weakens it. There is no neutral ground. Now I want you to sit with this truth for a second.
The life you are currently living is not your potential. It is your pattern. And patterns can be broken. But only if you are willing to be uncomfortable for a while. Because discipline always feels like resistance at first. Your mind will fight it. Your habits will resist it. Your emotions will reject it. But if you push through that resistance long enough, something changes. You start to gain control. And control is what you've been missing. Not motivation. Control. Now in the next part, I'm going to show you the exact structure that can rebuild your discipline in 30 days. Step by step. Not theory. A system. But before that, understand this. You are closer to changing your life than you think. But only if you stop restarting. And start building. Now listen carefully. Because this is where most people quit. Not because they are weak. But because they misunderstand change. They think transformation happens overnight. They think one motivational video, one productive day, one burst of energy is enough to rebuild a broken routine. It isn't. Change happens quietly, slowly, painfully, and most importantly, daily. Because rebuilding your life is not an event. It is repetition. So if you're serious about changing your life in 30 days, you need a blueprint. Not motivation. A blueprint. Something simple enough to follow, but powerful enough to change who you are. And it starts with this. You stop trying to change your whole life at once. Because that is where most people fail. They try to become perfect overnight. Wake up at 4 a.m. Work out twice a day. Read 10 books. Meditate. Journal. Drink water. Delete distractions. And by day 3, they crash. Because they overwhelm themselves. Discipline is not built through intensity. It is built through consistency. And consistency comes from structure. So here's the blueprint. The first 7 days. You are not rebuilding your whole life. You are rebuilding control. That's it. Control. Because right now, if you're honest, too much controls you. Your emotions control you. Your cravings control you. Your distractions control you. Your comfort controls you. So for the first week, your mission is simple. Wake up with intention. No phone immediately. Read that again. No phone. Because the moment you wake up and scroll, you hand your mind over to the world before controlling yourself. You start reacting instead of leading. And leaders don't react first. They direct. Instead, sit with yourself. Ask one question. What kind of person do I need to become today? Not forever. Just today. That question changes everything. Because discipline is built in days. Not decades. Then move your body. Even if it's 10 minutes. Walk. Stretch. Push-ups. Gym. Anything. Because movement changes state. And if your body feels weak, your mind often follows. Then write something down. One goal. One priority. One promise to yourself. That's week 1. Simple. Not dramatic. But powerful. Because what you're building is proof. Proof that you can trust yourself again. And trust me, that matters more than motivation. Now week 2. This is where the war begins. Because by now, the excitement fades. The novelty disappears. And this is the moment most people quit. Why? Because discipline becomes boring. Nobody talks about that. Real discipline is repetitive. It's doing the same hard thing when nobody is watching. No applause. No validation. No immediate reward. Just repetition. And repetition is uncomfortable. But understand this. Your future is hidden inside repetition. Every successful person you admire became successful through boring consistency. They kept showing up. When tired. When discouraged. When distracted. When doubting themselves. That's what made them dangerous. Not talent. Consistency. So in week 2, you begin cutting distractions. Less scrolling. Less wasted time. Less excuses. Because attention is power. And if you waste your attention, you waste your life. Ask yourself honestly, how many dreams have died because of distraction? How many opportunities disappeared because comfort won? How many years have passed while you told yourself, I'll start next week? That truth hurts. But pain creates awareness. And awareness creates change. Now week 3. This is where identity shifts. Because something starts happening. You stop negotiating with yourself. You stop saying, I'll do it later. You stop waiting for motivation. You move because it needs to be done. And this is powerful. Because discipline is freedom. People think discipline traps you. No. Discipline frees you. It frees you from regret. Frees you from inconsistency. Frees you from self-hate. Frees you from waking up every day disappointed in yourself. Because there is a different type of confidence. The quiet kind. Not loud confidence. Not fake confidence. Real confidence. The confidence that says, I trust myself. And do you know how rare that is? To trust yourself. To know that when life gets hard, you won't fold. That when emotions rise, you still move. That when distractions come, you still stay focused. That changes a person. Now week 4. This is where rebuilding becomes real. Because now, you are no longer trying. You are becoming. Your mornings feel different. Your focus feels sharper. Your standards rise. And maybe, for the first time in a long time, you begin respecting yourself again. And that matters. Because self-respect changes everything. The way you think. The way you speak. The way you move. The way you handle pain. The way you handle failure. Because disciplined people stop seeing setbacks as endings. They see them as training. And life will test you. Listen carefully to this. Life will test you. You will feel tired. You will feel distracted. You will fail some days. But disciplined people understand something powerful. A bad day is not a bad life. Missing once is a mistake. Quitting is a decision. So stop expecting perfection. Expect effort. Stop chasing motivation. Build systems. Stop waiting to feel ready. Move anyway. Because your future does not care how you feel today. It responds to what you repeatedly do. And one day, if you stay disciplined long enough, you'll look in the mirror and barely recognize yourself. Not because everything became easy, but because you became stronger. Mentally, emotionally, spiritually. You'll realize something powerful. You were never incapable. You were simply undisciplined. And discipline changed everything. So here's my challenge to you. For the next 30 days, stop making excuses. Stop waiting for motivation. Stop starting over. Commit. Even when it's hard. Especially when it's hard. And if you're serious about rebuilding your life, staying disciplined, and actually following a system instead of guessing, Get the Built from Pain guide using the link in the description. Inside, you'll get discipline wallpapers, daily affirmations, habit trackers, mindset tools, and bonuses designed to help you stay focused and consistent every single day. Don't just watch motivation. Build discipline. Your next version is waiting.